Hello, everybody. It's pilot season, and that means that we're trying out two new different shows today. Pretty excited about that. The pilot season is kind of when we just go out and we try to see what we like. Hello, everybody. It's pilot season, and that means that we're trying out two new different shows today. Pretty excited about that. The pilot season is kind of when we just go out and we try to see what we like. Hello, everybody. It's pilots. All right, so solve that. Sorry about that. Just a little bit of feedback. I basically want to be distracted today, so I decided to do this. I don't have any intros or anything, so these are pilots. Barely any notice. We're going to be inviting people to be joining us in just a few minutes. We're going to start off the show by going to see one of the videos I created earlier in the year and talk to you about table talk. We're going to start with table talk and end with spinner rack. I'll explain what every show means in just a minute, but we're being joined on the Geek Insider platform, so I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what to expect from Geek Insider.
We'll be back right after this quick break. For Geek Insider advertising opportunities, contact advertising@geekinsider.com. We offer space on the website, in the daily newsletter, sponsored posts, and advertising space on our podcast. For details, contact advertising@geekinsider.com.
Now, for those who don't know, and I don't know how you don't know this yet, but that's okay. I'm here to fill you in. We are now part of Geek Insider, a very proud part, in fact, here at Comic Book Advocates. And we're bringing you the newsroom and all the great stuff that goes along with it. Comic Book Advocates does a lot for the community. We have done it's over 100 panels now. The 75 is a little older. It's over 100 educational panels, but does it really matter? I'm the creator of Free Hugs and Spanks, and I'm very attached, as you can see, to Comic Book Advocates because I'm its creator. And we believe indie has been spelt wrong for a long time, so we fixed that by doing indie the right way. Independent, next-gen, diverse, endless entertainment. That's what indie is. Make sure to get an education by reading some books, knowing what you're talking about. Get comics in kids' hands to build the future. When the forecasts come back, we'll be talking about them. We're telling you all about the crowdfunding. And remember to be a pair, be professional, be respectful, be ethical, be respectful, and also, just so you know, be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics. Subscribe to comicbookadvocates.com, the site that puts the love of comics first.
Mr. Anderson is the unboxable advocating creator known as the Devilish Comics creator who will tempt you with his devilish tales. He creates books about fetish, monsters, and more, and offers free spanks and hugs. He also teaches morals with farts. Check out the Comics Devil by going to MrAnderson.com.
Sorry, my mic was off. That doesn't help when you're not talking with the mic off. What I was saying is please consider help us continue to advocate. While we advocate for thousands of creators and hundreds of projects a year at no charge, the tools we use, such as web hosting, URLs, and computers, have an annual cost. Help Comic Book Advocates stay on air. Please consider donating anything you can to help us to continue to advocate and put on advocating program for everyone to enjoy. Become an advocate for us and a sponsor for advocating. Who knows? If we make enough, maybe we can hire a full-time editor. All right, kids. I know you're excited. I know I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start a watch party so we can get this started. I know you guys are seeing a lot of ads, but that's kind of what this program is going to be. It's going to be about ads. So before we get too deep into anything, I just wanted to show you something about what I'm creating. And then when you get back, we'll tell you about the pilot shows. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for this promotional video about Written Sins Volume 1, The Comics Devil, alternatively known as the Volume of Pride, because that's the sin we're covering. So it's all about me, the uncanny, underground indie devil who's an advocate for underground and indie comics. And I'm also a proud single dad, and, you should get to know me. I'm a really interesting person. At least that's what I'm told. You can find out more about me at MrAnderson.com. You can see the haircut I have. But this is actually about the earlier work I had. And there are some interesting stories, including that of the New York Reporter. Find out what happens when a city, New York City in fact, needs a hero, and what being a hero and the costs of being a hero means through the pages of a comic book that's a newspaper. That's right. This is something made entirely to tell you a story of the city that Dark Justice inherits. The other comic book, where we find out when a city needs a hero to be a symbol of hope, sometimes it's a job just too big for one man. We're going to find out what that means within those pages. And Gothic Blue, created by my sister Shorty. She may glow blue, but don't assume her gothic heart is here to save you. She's just here to balance the scales of justice. So what does all that mean? Well, you got to read the comic to find out, including Trollgate. Trollgate's an interesting comic. I love this. Art amazingly done by James Eric Hudson. It's just online, right? It isn't real. But what happens when fake online stuff affects the lives of those in real life? And bullying causes a person to take their own life. Oh my. And Painbox. The world is often unfair, especially when you get hurt at work. But what if those who decide on your compensation had to feel the pain? Would that change the practice from unfair to fair? And of course, Barbara Unleashed is going to be available within this Kickstarter as well as a reward, not part of the main volume, but as a reward. And The Advocator presents, here it is. You can see my edition of it right there. The Advocator is the poo-poo platter of indie comics. Get your copies right now via this campaign. And you could read that later, pause the video, see what we're about. It explains it nicely, but we're going to move on. We're also going to be giving you guys the opportunity to get Cat Dad and Supermom through this campaign. But ultimately, this campaign is all about Written Sins, Volume 1, The Comics Devil. That's me. All the different creative things I had, including some new stuff that you've never seen before, including Painbox, an alternative story for Gothic Blue that never got finished by the artist. I'm super excited to bring you all this. I hope you guys look deeply into it. Check out all the videos I'm doing about it and ask any questions. Trust me, we can make you guys your own unique custom reward level if you want. Thank you for watching the video. That's it for now. I appreciate you taking the time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Let's get all this off the screen and start talking to you about what we're doing here today. Thank you for joining us in this new 2 amazing pilots that I'm going to be trying to figure out how they're going to work and how we're going to bring it to you. Let's, my hair's all down. I didn't even notice that. How hot it is out there. All right, so enough about me and that. Let's get on to this. So here's the basic idea, guys. I wanted to create something that was unique and special, and especially without us basically having, excuse me for one second. Allergy season, you gotta love it. I apologize for sneezing though. I'm trying to look at I know I'm getting really close, but I swear I'm just looking for something for you guys. So excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I just ran outside to grab something for Jax before when you were watching the video just now, and apparently there's some stuff out there that's making me a little icky. But what's not icky is these new shows. So here we go. Pilot season. First off, you notice right away that we're going to be doing sort of a sponsorship for our shows going forward. So Comic Book Advocates presents the spinner rack. Now, if someone else wants to present that show, we're open to the idea of it. Written Sins Comics is presenting Table Talk. And again, these things can switch around where we put in different people. This was just for the pilot episode. Now, each show is going to be very different. Table Talk, we'll start off. So basically, we'll start here. So Table Talk is going to be very unique. So Table Talk is going to be when you guys set up a table, record a video, give a live feed, and you kind of explain to us when someone walk over to a table. For most of you who do Comic-Cons, you realize that at a table you have a few minutes to actually interact with people, 5 to 10 minutes. So that's what we're looking for. You can pre-tape a video. You can do it live with an audience. We're going to try to get people to show up and be part of the audience. We have a room of 10, able to fit 10. What I'd like to do is start getting fans into these audiences, people who aren't just creators, but people looking to buy comic books, and invite them in to be part of the audience and ask questions of creators. Obviously, during this pilot, I don't necessarily think that can necessarily happen. We do have the StreamYard link that anyone wants to pop in, they're allowed to. But the basic idea is that you can see I use some of my own tables for this, but eventually we want to start putting different pictures of everyone else's tables up there and showcase all the different aspects of it if we pick up this show for a full season run. So the basic idea here is that you would pitch, and I actually had a video from GarageCon that I'm going to share with you guys right now. So here's the basic idea of, and mind you, at the point when I recorded this, I did not expect us to have a table talk show. So this was never intended for what it is now. So with that in mind, watch this video. And I think there's some skipping we can do to get ahead. Let me see. Line cons that we're calling on cons. Okay, so we'll start from here. We can get it to be another time of the year. All right, we'll start here. Things in the next few weeks, we will feel that they were taken from us. Understand another time of the year. We're calling on cons coming up over the next couple of weeks. We invite everyone to be part of this. We're going to be doing panels. We're going to be doing pitches. We're going to be doing everything. You want something on these programs, you let me know, and we'll do our best to get them done. We'll video conference. We'll do everything we can. We have to get past this moment. We have to rise up together. And I promise you, this too shall pass. We are going to survive this. You guys just walk up or pretend to walk up, and I'll pretend you walked up, all right? All right, so the show would basically look like that. Someone just walks up to the table. Sorry, I didn't realize it was that far in, but here we are. So someone walks up to your table, start pitching them. Here we go. Hey, how you doing? My name is Rob Anderson. I am the Indie Devil. I make books about fetish, monsters, and more. What topic interests you? Oh, you want to know about the more? Well, the more is advocating comics, where I take a farting elephant and make them able to teach moral lessons. Things like that in Supermom. It's an old reader's tale, meaning that you and your family can get together and read this and really enjoy it. Now they're letting trucks into cons. So this is a great tale for you to sit down and enjoy it with your family. It's made like Looney Tunes in the way that everyone is meant to enjoy it. We also got to redo Jack's story and make it more contemporary, more fitting to the old reader's tale. And that's in this amazing flip book. You want to know what else we have for more? Well, we have The Advocator, which is the Poo Poo Platter of indie comics, which brings together all different creators from all different areas in the world. So when I'm at a con, like GarageCon, you don't see anyone else around here, but I have Brian K. Morris with me. I have Frank Martin with me. I have Travis Gibb with me. I have Chuck Pinot with me. Or I think I'm saying that right. I always get that wrong. Sorry, Chuck. I have The Fourth Monkey, which is also another anthology series, which, again, brings different creators to my table you wouldn't necessarily see. The cool thing about this one is that it actually gives to charity at the Ronald McDonald House, which I thought was pretty cool. We also have amazing covers from Martha Schwartz, all covers through The Advocator. And The Advocator, like I said, it's a poo-poo platter, so it gives you little peeks into the world. It's 4 pages most of the time. We'll show you what that creator can do and show you what the creator is up to. If you like what you see, you can find more, because all these creators have bigger libraries. Also part of the more, since you asked, one of my original releases, I have the New York Reporter. I'm going to be making this into something brand new this year. I'm going to call it probably the
the indie devil tales, maybe devilish tales. I'm going to collect all my original works, including this, which this is actually an interesting comic book. It's actually a newspaper comic book. It's all about newspaper and the articles and the covers. I'll be honest, I can't draw. So this was my way to show people how serious I was about comic books. So what else we got for you guys? In the more section, we're not done just yet, because also part of the more is the fact that we run IndieAdvocates.com, which you see right there. IndieAdvocates.com is the global digital Comic Con. It is what we can do to bring creators sometimes it's just a platform for them to actually express who they are. But for you guys, it's always an online digital Comic Con, which is awesome because if anything happens, you can find a place for indie comics. We also just recently started underground comics website called, and it's so new that I'm still trying to remember its name. Here we go. It's Underground Comic Advocates. And it's an amazing site. I definitely think you should check it out. Before you go, grab a business card. I'll hand you a flyer. And you'll be able to check out some of the things I got going on. Oh, you want to hear about the monsters? Well, the monsters are the classic tale of universal monsters, except there's one thing. They're not monsters. They're human beings with genetic disorders. And it's Hollywood who are the real monsters for making them monsters in the first place. How cool is that? And I'll be honest, I was actually thinking about 50 Shades of Grey when I was writing that, and what the 50 Shades of Grey did to the fetish community. So it's kind of interesting. So, and of course, we had the sequel, which was Monster of a Trail, and that kind of goes deeper into something about what happens when you rock the boat. Well, importantly, we actually had Manny the Wolf show up, and he became a very interesting character and was part of the crossover with the Advocator, which also had my character from the fetish book, Barbara, from Barbara Unleashed, show up. And in the Advocator, there wasn't much of a kinky situation or anything fetish going on, but it was my way of explaining to people what the Advocator could be, and it was also a tongue-in-cheek way to bring characters that would never cross over. You guys can see, I'm wearing a modified shirt. The reason for this is it's hot in the garage. You guys see me sweating, you know that.
All right, and I like the fact that there was music in the drilling. One of the things I do want to notice
Florida summer's already hit.
One of the things I do want you guys to notice is notice the lagginess of the video, and the other videos I play aren't as laggy. That's because if we upload a video, here I'll show you just a few seconds from a video. So notice the video here. Now watch when I play this. Hey everybody, Rob Anderson here, known as the Uncanny Comics Indie Devil who advocates for comic books. There was a time I wasn't any of that. I was just a guy looking to create comics. That's what you're going to see. My origin in comic book creating. From the time I used actual newspaper articles and headlines to create a comic, the time I used action figures to tell a story in a comic book, and so you get the idea. There's a lagginess when we're playing it this way. So we want to get rid of that lagginess. That's actually a pretty good image of me right there. I'm going to take a screenshot of it while we're here. But the basic idea here is that if you upload a video to get us a video somehow, we could play it on the show. It'll look so much better if you guys do that. And instead of our doing that. So basically you'll come on, you'll do pitches. You can do a pitch for the book. If you notice, I was actually playing it at a different speed because I actually like doing that. There's an ability to change speeds. I don't know. I was able to do it at first, but it was getting confused between the screen and the other option that it was. It's called the YouTube extension here. And there you go. And let's see, overview. So you get to actually play it, and I think it's up here in the corner. That's right. So basically you just go over here. I think it's still playing right now. And oops. Where did it go? There it is. So right here. So you can play videos a lot faster now.
You're interested already because you know it's not like other stuff. So here's the deal. If you're not into that, be open-minded. It's a great thing tale. If you're someone who's kind of on the fence and doesn't know they have a fence or interested in it, this is a book that can kind of guide you through. And if you're into fetish, this is a love letter to the fetish community. And finally, explaining that we are not the fetishes, but we are in fact human beings whose sexuality is possibly different than everyone else's. And one of the differences that we have right now is actually this amazing book, BDSM Sermon, which is on Kickstarter until St. Patrick's Day. And BDSM Sermon gives you the opportunity to actually sit down with someone you care about, playmate, and actually go over the things that you are into. And you can share with each other who you are in a very intimate way. But it's not like when you're trying to have a real conversation.
So you guys get the basic idea here. You want it to pitch. So it's basic. I know we have a show called also that we're discussing called Elevator Pitch, which kind of takes the elements, and we're kind of trying to develop that. But you want to elevator pitch your whole table. So for me, on this day, I was trying to show other people how to kind of adjust to being behind the scenes and not being at cons. That's why this is called Table Talk. It's how you would talk to people at the tables. And like I said, in the future, I actually want to try to get there to be an audience on this show if we decide to go forward. I think it'd be cool to have an audience who shows up and immediately talks to us. And I don't know, maybe we could do, I know on Facebook we can do like parties, watch parties. So let's see if we can do, can we make a room for it? Let me see. While we're here. Yeah, I don't think they can. See, there's a watch party you could do, but you can't really, we can create a room, but I'm not even sure if you can create a room while you're actually live. Let's see. Room activity. It doesn't have a watch party. Whatever. Ooh, we could do TV time. We'll do join me. Who's invited? So you can only do friends, but that would mean you'd have to be there. So let's see. Can you watch something? Let's see. Watching a pilot. Let's see. So if we can create maybe a room, and you guys can join. See, it does not do it right. Yeah, that stuff's never. I don't think it works well here. All right. But we'll try to figure it out. Like I said, if you want to come in, ask questions, this is kind of the idea. If this works, we might be using it a little bit more in the future for different aspects of things that we are doing. So in the meantime, one of the things that we would also do on this show is play the videos from other Kickstarters for people who would ask us, sort of like Iva. I forgot what they said. Yesterday they changed their mind on which one it is. I don't have it in this one. I have it in my other one where I actually recorded it. She's got a great video, so let's see if we can't play it and just get through it. All right, is the volume off? I have it there it goes, it's off. Hold on. Let's unmute.
80s sci-fi and fantasy fiction. The story is set in the Ardent Nation, an upbeat, stylized technological utopia set in the 23rd century. However, all is not what it seems. Individuality and privacy are rare commodities that only the governing elite are privileged to. So imagine, if you will, social media becoming the governing body of a surviving nation. Everything about you and what you do since the day you were born is automatically streamed onto your timeline. This is then monitored by a totalitarian regime known as Mainframe. Mainframe's prime directive is to compete for technological advancement and for survival in a post-apocalyptic world. In the spirit of fighting cyber terrorism, people of the Ardent Nation are kept on a short leash through the use of surveillance implants. The message is simple: comply with Mainframe's standard behavior protocol or be rehabilitated. It's all about working as a collective for a common cause while suppressing any scope for individual thought and self-expression. Iva is now complete and ready for publication. It's a labour of love that's been brought to life by the epic illustrative skills of Timothy Green II. It's an extraordinary journey, one of which we hope our readers will join us on.
All right, so I have not hidden the fact that I think that this is a fantastic I think that it's an awesome story, and I think it's one of those that you really will enjoy if you take the time to check it out. Speaking of taking the time to check something out, since this is also a pilot show, one of the things that we would do is advertise other things, like some of the other shows that we do. One of the ones that I'm really proud of that we do on this program is Kickstarter Pause. We're hoping to get that back as soon as we can. Check this out.
Welcome to Kickstarter Pause. So who wants to play? What is Kickstarter Pause? Well, it's when a guest sits down to watch all the crowdfunding videos we are advocating for, and they hit pause on a video when their interest is lost in that video. This is a fun way to teach creators about the attention spans of individuals and what works and does not work in their videos. Want to be a guest? Have a crowdfunding campaign? Reach out to us, but for now, let's start this program and introduce our guest judge.
Now, remember, if you guys want to be part of a show or you have an idea for a show, we're definitely all about hearing about it. If you guys think that we could be doing a different show, please let us know what you want us to be covering and how you want us to be covering it. It's part of this pilot thing is always about trying to figure that out. One of the other shows that we do that I'm very proud of is, I'm trying to make sure we have it here. I actually have, I might have the IVA thing. So if you guys want to see IVA real quick, I actually do have one of the things loaded. So check this out. So this is actually better. And see, you watch the other video of it. Now watch. Now that's what I'm trying to record it from here. So obviously it's not really something I want to do. I want the higher quality res videos. So if you guys can get us that, please get us that. Send us over a video so we can play it, and it'll look a lot better on the show than just having that lagginess. One of the other shows that we also do before we switch topics, because I figured I'd take this time to also tell you about some other things that we're working on, we have Creators Roundtable.
It's that time again to have an honest, unfiltered conversation with creators. This is Creators Roundtable.
All right. Let us see where we are right now. Sorry, I got too many tabs open right now. I think they're... Sometimes you have too many tabs and you lose track of where you are. It's old man syndrome. All right, so here we are. This is being brought out on the profile I use to more all ages appropriate stuff. That's Cat Dad and Supermom. If you're at my table, I would pitch Cat Dad and Supermom, and a pitch might look like this. An all ages tale that teaches morals with farts and shows the power of imagination that will entertain everyone in your family, including the parents reading the book. Thank you for hitting play and allowing us to introduce you to Cat Dad and Supermom, the award-winning Farts with Morals storytelling awesome adventure that people seem to love. And we could keep going that way. We could use words that could try to get you to be excited and convinced to buy it, but I'd rather just be honest with you. I'd rather be humble with you and tell you why I created the story. You see that little boy over my shoulder, right over there, and the other side, the Supermom, and the big elephant that farts? All of that is based on my boy. He's a special needs 5-year-old who I love with all my heart. And he has made me a better man and has taught me what unconditional love is. So if this story is about him, the standard had to be higher. That's why I got one of the best artists in the world in Raheel Mohsin. I got Chuck Pino, who has done such great work as an editor and as a writer himself, to be part of this. Both of them became co-creators because of how much passion went into this. It was about passion for creating a top-notch story that was meant to entertain your entire family, and I think we did that. The rest, they're all keywords. They're all ways to convince you to do it. Truthfully, this is a story that matters to me, and it had to be one of the best stories that I wanted to share with you. It advocates for people who get bullied, and it advocates for the right things to do when you see someone get bullied. It advocates for being a better human being, but it also represents my son. And because of that standard, because of the fact that my son is in this book, it had to be one of the best things I could create, probably in my entire career. Anytime my son is attached to something, it is that high of a standard for me. So if you're looking for a reason to back this Kickstarter, it's because, well, because I love my son, and I wouldn't put anything out with his name on it that wasn't amazing. Thank you for watching, sharing, and backing Cat Dad and Supermom, and Ella Fart never forgets. And then you would see, obviously, the passion I have as a creator, hopefully, and hopefully buy it. And if this show goes well, what we'll do is we'll actually tell you how to buy it. Maybe we'll send you to PayPal. Maybe we'll say, hey, if you want a copy of Cat Dad and Supermom, go to my messenger right now. Happens to be easy because I'm on Kickstarter right now. We can actually check that out. So sometimes we might even be on a Kickstarter where you can get these reward levels and be part of it. I'll be honest, Kickstarters are great, but I'd rather you sometimes buy it directly from me and get the book. But I did put in, like, if you're interested in the Barbara Unleashed, and I'll bring that up, I have the Barbara Unleashed pack, which we'll be selling outside of here. So just for the backers of this, the PDF files, you also get the Written Sins Volume 1, Comics Devil's Tales Kickstarter. You get that for free. So also with the Barb collection is usually $40. You'd be able to get the whole thing for $40. $5 for shipping. So you'd be able to get all the different books, BDSM Survey, Mentor Search, Aftermath, and the flip book that's Barbara Unleashed and Aftermath. And you'll be able to get the PDF of the Written Sins comics. That's $40. Normally, I think that would, I'm just seeing the flip book, this cover. None of these are anything more than standard covers, so none of them are collector's items. So this would typically run at a show about $30. Sometimes 35 if we're putting in other stuff, but right here, like if you get an alt cover, it'd be 35. But so just this alone is 30. So that's why the PDF version of it, you get 20. It's worth it. Then, by the way, let me see, an in-depth look. I don't know. Did we? I think we did the in-depth look about it, but we'll just quickly show off. So Dark Justice was made when I was inspired to get back into comic books, to be honest with you, back after September 11th in 2001. And I created this world of a dystopian future, sort of, that was grounded in what I felt was happening. There was going to be riots. There was going to be almost a segregation of our population into special interest groups and different factions in America. Things were getting splintered. People weren't coming together like we had in the past, and it was going to cause nothing but problems. And you look at where we are now, and you're almost like, wow, how did we get here? And I saw it coming, sadly. I still love this one shot. I would do it so much better now, but at the time, he gets blown away, and he falls into a water tower. The water tower comes rushing down. He winds up coming. There's his shadow coming down. Then he hits the ground, goes through the roof, crashes down with what's supposed to be an AC unit, but was really just the inside of a computer. Shoots down. Here comes our guy. He falls. The thing falls on top of him. Bad day for him. Gothic Blue is actually created by my sister, Shorty, and I don't know why it says challenge to go onto a newspaper to tell a story by Buddy Scalera. Buddy Scalera actually challenged me, and he goes to New York Comic Con. Mr. Anderson was answered by forcing himself to draw. And I drew this after back surgery. So I'm proud of the work, but I know that there's better, because in this book, we actually did get a better artist to be part of it. And I was really excited about it, and I wanted the artist. He was doing a great job. That's the frustrating thing about the whole thing. And then he suddenly disappeared. Paid for the work, have half of it done. In a normal day, I could never release the work. But in a book like this, where we're talking about my original work, we're talking about all the work that I am part of, we have the ability to do this. And now if I suddenly go offline, that's because there's a thunderstorm above me. Bear with me. I'll try to be back as soon as possible. But this was great art. It's almost like the Charles Dickens Christmas tale told through this one character in 4 pages. And I thought it was going to come out really well. I'm sorry that he didn't finish it, but we're going to finish it. I have enough to finish and use some overlay with words and explain what it should have looked like. It's almost like a deleted scenes story now, where it won't be 100% complete, but completed enough that you guys will be able to enjoy it. Trollgate, this is written by me, and Eric Hodson did the art. Amazing art. It was in the Fourth Monkey. The Fourth Monkey never got the love it should have really gotten in our indie quote-unquote community, or even in the industry. Some great storytelling. Bob Sally was in there. Loved what he did. His story is my favorite, and it's even above my own. But I am super out of this, and I could not wait to get this into a book. We even debated putting this in the Advocator, but the Advocator is only new stories, and this would not have been a new story. But for a lot of people, it is a story, and people are always surprised. A lot of what's going on in this current campaign, it's a lot darker than people are used to seeing with me. It's a lot more serious. It's a lot more grounded. While Barbara Unleashed is serious, there's also a tone of sarcasm. But this story was a lot of the stories in here, if not darker, are very, very exposing of the human soul, especially Pain Box, where it's the challenge of going through the pain of getting hurt at work and the way you're treated after being hurt at work. Beautiful art by Matt Slay. Did a fantastic job bringing this painful story to life. That's a good tagline, right? Painful story to life. I'm actually going to write that down so I don't forget it. And you can see there is a little bit of a look. And so what is the Advocator? It's a good question, because you can get it on the Kickstarter. Why don't we check that out, actually?
To us.
Wait, I have to make an Advocator pitch, apparently, because that's way too long of a video. I'm not going to make you sit through 50 minutes. But I will show you what Barbara Unleashed is.
Not everyone is born to be normal. Some are born to be different. For some, the rules of normal don't fit who they are. For some, life isn't about cheap sexual experiences or cheap highs. Barbara is drawn to things most would not understand, or worse, demonize. Barbara seeks to explore her dark instincts in the New York City underground. Join Barbara on her coming-of-age tale and watch her journey through the New York City underground. Learn from Barbara how not to become a victim of overeagerness. Back this project to explore the darker instincts of humans. Music provided by Ben Sound. Music used, Dreams, and Once Again.
All right. Pretty exciting, right? I really miss talking about that on the road. And what I might do with this show in mind is actually re-record some of the pitches that I have done to share with you amazing people out there who show up and watch these shows and share them for me. And I really do appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, it is an honor to bring you the content that we bring you. So I thank you all for spending time with me. And we actually have a video. I'm going to see if I can upload it right now while we're talking. people talking about the more you share. But I also want to, you guys saw the Cat Dad and the Supermom. Let's go look at the Advocator real quick, and then we're going to go on to, because this would all be stuff like, this is kind of more of a pitch video. So it's a lot of trying to pitch. And if you guys, I'm sure you all know, when we're doing, why is the Advocator not showing up? It should show up. There we go. Oh, look at, there it is. All right, so we'll get to the summer edition. You guys know that going to a table is like getting pitched at. So here was one of the pitches we had for the Advocator summer. This page, what is all this? Well, the Advocator is born out of passion. It's born out of the idea that creators can work together and bring to life something that is powerful, that showcases the passion of indie creation. And in fact, this actually showcases different indie comic franchises. That's right. We call them comic-sodes. They are shorts of stories and ongoing universes from the indie creators' minds. These franchises are brought to life in this book as a, let's call it, collection or a preview for it, or the poo-poo platter of indie comics. And as you guys can see, there's some amazing stuff going on. We have an amazing monster of a crossover going on called A Monster of a Cosplay that brings into one story the franchises Into the Suck, Barbara Unleashed, and Manny Wolf, the Cosplaying Detective, which is coming out later this year. This is born from the site indieadvocates.com, the global digital Comic-Con, and is about advocating for indie creators. So if this project is the child of that site, you know it's meant to advocate for indie creators. And I'm just going to give you guys the speech, and then I'm going to send you on your way. The Advocator Presents is a collection of short stories from indie creators who have their own pre-established franchises, now offering continued short stories of the characters you have fallen in love with. And you may even gain some insight into those characters. For some of our creators featured in this volume that you are already a fan of, you get a new story that has never been seen before. The Advocator Presents is a new way to advocate for creators and their creations by allowing and challenging them to create new stories within the worlds and then advocate for each other on the Comic-Con highway. A great benefit of this project is that the creators are all equal in this project, and all creators will get an even share of printed books. No one creator profits over the others outside of the hustle of sales at their tables. And we have some amazing creators featured in this, and I'm going to quickly just tell you who's here so you know. We have the amazing historian for wrestling, John Crowther, with Lopsided. Messina, the Samoan Werewolf, is by Walter White, who is just amazingly talented from music to comics and more. Martha Schwartz gives us some seeds and the seed seekers to plant our fandom in her work. Barbara Unleashed Monsters, and finally announcing that welcome to the Into the Void, not welcome to the void, that's Chuck, Into the Void. Chuck is our editor, by the way. Give some love to Chuck and Travis. Chuck is the editor on the project, and Travis is the project manager. Without those two, this would not be the project it is today. And as you guys can hear, I'm stumbling on words. I'm doing this one time. That's how passionate I am. One time I can talk about this. So excuse the few flubs I've had, but just how passionate I am about it, that I don't want to do 1,000 takes. I want you to hear how I feel about it in one take. And Barbara Unleashed and Into the Suck, not Into the Void, not Welcome to the Void, Into the Suck, which is my good friend Keith Thomas, who we lost 2 years ago to cancer. We get to pay homage to his creation to make sure that, as promised, it continues to go forward. Nature, and that's also with CB Zane. Credit to him. He's my partner. Now, you can get not only the Advocator Summer Edition, but you can also get all 3 different 2019 releases of the Advocator on this Kickstarter as well. We're going to quickly go off to another commercial. The storm's getting pretty bad above my house. Hopefully we don't lose power. Just in case, I'm going to play this and kick off the laptop, dig it out, get it ready. So in case I have to come over, I can come over through the laptop. So watch this for me. I'll be right back. And also check out this video. And tonight we're going to have a topic. The Devil's Advocate is live at 9 p.m. on Saturdays.
It's time to get real about shit and have some hard conversations and rip apart topics to make sure we advocate for every angle of that topic. Welcome to The Devil's Advocate, brought to you by Indie Volt. Give your fandom a recharge, and hosted by the uncanny indie devil, Mr. Anderson. Follow all the comics devil's tales at MrAnderson.com.
Original music by Unicorn Heads for the YouTube audio library. This music is free for you to use on YouTube videos. Find the music in YouTube audio library in the Creator Studio. Search Unicorn Heads.
And now on to the topic. The opinions expressed in the following broadcast are not necessarily those of Indie Volt Media LLC, its staff, contributors, or sponsors. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, so I have the laptop up just in case we lose communications. So let's talk about the new show. We're going to switch on over again. Back to our pilot season here. Second show is going to be the Spinner Rack. So this one I hope to be a little more interesting. I want creators to come and talk about a comic book. Not only do a pitch, right? They should do like a pitch video on that. But I'd also like them to talk about cover price, how to buy it, like almost an infomercial. While a table, like the table talk, I hope they pitch all their books. This will be tailored to certain books. And if it goes well, this one I see more as a monthly, not a weekly show. They would basically hand us a video that would talk about the different comics that they have going on, give you a place to purchase it, and give you a price on how much it would be. I'm sure shipping will be different outside of it, United States, but for the most part in America, more of a concise video of, hey, just so you know, this is how much it would be to be part of this book. And sorry, I'm just making sure we're good to go in here because I do hear the storm getting bad above me. So I do apologize. And as a matter of fact, why don't I play you another video while we're here? So check these out. This I dug up just to show you, and you're going to see some famous faces.
So sharing is probably the most important thing. It's how people get to see your work. It's how we get to share the work that we love. I've made a habit of sharing on social media all the people that really inspire me and my peers that I think are really great and are hovering a little bit under the radar. I think it's really good when you're in a position to be able to lift people up. You should take advantage and do that. And they'll do the same for you.
And you can see this, a little bit of a throwback video, and we have another one actually to share with you.
Share, don't like. If you share, it shows you care. It tells the world that you support something, not just in the quiet recesses where I put it, or you're putting it out on your page. You're telling your friends, your fans, that you support what we're doing. So share, don't like.
And that was when we were going around getting some friends, obviously, to showcase their different stuff. And I was pretty excited about that. And I was happy to find it again. I thought I'd lost it because of another hard drive, but I found it recently and wanted to share it with everybody. All right. Of course, today's the day I don't have access to the StreamYard I need to have access to. For some reason, it signed me out, and I don't know why. So hopefully we don't go off air. Hopefully everything stays up. If it doesn't, we'll go on to another one, and we'll come back a different time. We've actually been on for almost an hour, so this is the basic idea. You guys get that now, hopefully. So we're trying to reinvent some of the shows that we have had before. We want to know what you guys think about it. We want to know if you guys like the idea of changing some of these. These are weird, but can also be more fun because we're talking about the different stuff that we can do. And like I said, anyone can join us with these shows. That's what they're going to be. I'd like to see creators making more shorter videos, being able to have these packages, because again, whenever I need to, let's say, walk away to go to the bathroom, all I have to do is this. Welcome to Written Sins Volume 1 crowdfunding campaign, The Comics Devil. This is the elevator pitch, which is going to tell you all about the creative journey of one Mr. Anderson, known as the Underground Uncanny Devil, who is an advocate for underground and indie comic books alike, but he's also a creator, and on that creative journey, he's created such titles as The New York Reporter, The Dark Justice. He has gotten to work on Gothic Blue, been part of Trollgate. He is also offering all of the other books that you might know him for, like Cat Dad and Supermom, Barbara Unleashed, and even the Monsters series, because while he creates books about fetish monsters and more, some of you don't know how deep the more goes. And that's the point of this campaign, to show you things that he created all the way back when he was actually being the artist, or when he played with action figures to tell a story in a comic book. That's right. This is about his journey. This is about the things he's created. And he's even dropping news stories like Painbox and finishing some things that were hard to finish in a normal comic, but in here, the format will help. Thank you for watching and supporting Mr. Anderson, the Uncanny Indie. There are more informational videos within the Kickstarter. If you have any questions, feel free to message us and we will get back to you promptly. And that's the point of this show. We'll be trying to give you content. Of course, that's more of a Kickstarter video. But we'll be developing, hopefully, videos that match better for you guys to feel empowered to take control of the narrative out there, to be part of something, to have your word get out there and your work get out there. So I didn't realize how late we'd already gotten going through all this. So that's going to be it. I do want to know if you guys like what these shows could represent. I think the Spinner Rack could be as good as a monthly show. Once a month, getting together, have a bunch of these different videos ready to go, sharing it. Maybe limited. Well, I mean, it depends. And I'm going to be honest with all you creators. A lot of you are lazy. A lot of you are lazy and you don't want to put in a little bit of extra work that can really go a long way. With even making a short pitch video for your own comics to constantly sell. And I'm going to be spending some time doing that to build up this show. And again, this is pilot season for us. So it's always exciting to talk about these new projects. You can go to you can go to my project, the Written Sins Volume 1, by just going to writtensinscomics.com, and it's that simple. Let's see if it popped up right away. Not so far. Oh, there it is. All right, so you can go there by going to writtensinscomics.com. I already made the goal. I've made more than enough to have the project off the ground. For something like this, I would have loved to make back some of the costs on the art that I wound up, especially that one thing was like $500 that he never finished. So I definitely want some more love on this. I might do a video for this. Look, if you like comics, you like reading comics, it's for you. Back it. $10 get you over 100 pages of story. And I can share with you real quick while we're here just how complicated that story really was. Let me see if I can get this to pop open quickly for you. Yep, and we'll switch our screen share here. And I might actually share something too, since we're at the end of it. So those are the ideas of the pilots, and I hope you guys enjoy the pilots. And again, these are how we develop them. I go live, I get feedback from it. People will give me suggestions later on, and we take suggestions and we run with them. So here we go. I'm going to share something cool with you. Where is it? I think this is it. Yep. So this is art by Mike Seeley. If you notice that we're over here in the top corner, let's go full image here. Okay, that corner image you can see on the left is being used for part of this show. So for the spinner rack, I think that'll be really cool. That's actually a drawing of my dad, and the little guy is supposed to be me. It's all part of an 8-page challenge that I'm doing, part of Comic Book School's 8-page challenge. I think we're definitely going to wrap up in a few minutes just because the storm's getting bad above my head, and I don't want any problems with it. But yeah, you can see it tells a story. I'm really excited. I can't wait for you guys to read it. It's going to be part of the New York Comic Con. I might even put it in the Advocator if New York Comic Con doesn't happen this year. And that way, the story that I created will get out for people to have, and I'll throw everyone some copies who are part of it. So I'm getting 8 different artists to be part of it. I'm pretty excited. I got to see what happens with it now. The New York Comic Con might not be happening, which is sad. But what's not sad is how much we've all worked so hard to get you guys out, the creators. So let me see. Here it is, New York Reporter. So you guys want to know what the New York Reporter is? Let me show you what the New York Reporter is all about. So it's a comic book that looks like a newspaper. Check it out. And those words are not actually just filler words, but they are all part of the story. I wrote different articles about all different things, including the newspapers themselves being the last line of defense versus corporate news that won't tell you the truth. And it's some of the things just, I mean, it boggles my mind that I was able to see the things that were coming. Not boggles my mind, actually bothers my mind that I could see these things coming and just how dangerous they really were. And I told some of the story by, originally I made the headlines to tell the story, and then what I wound up doing is going back and expanding the story. So the first version was always just the headlines, but I'd written stories to go along with the headlines. So the second year I go back to New York Comic Con, and the first year I hadn't been hurt yet. The second year I had been injured, and it was a rough year. I was in a lot of pain. And it wasn't a great year, but I was happy to get this out and to be part of New York Comic Con. And people were really excited. They got to see this 2-version set. And then, you know, I'd be challenged to do things. And there was even a couple color ads that isn't in here because I turned this just into the newspaper that you guys will be able to see when you get your copy of this. I might, for those who don't know, I'm dealing with a very serious health issue in the family, not myself. My mother is not doing well, critical condition up in New York. Due to COVID, there's not much I can do. It's kind of why I even did this show today. I need to distract myself. So I came on live and did 2 new shows to test them out, see how they felt. Sadly, no one could come on and play. I wish some people had time, but I didn't give anyone time. I decided today, Jax isn't in the house, and I know I'd be by myself. And I figured if I did this, I would get inspired to do some stuff. And now I have ideas of things I can do. So I might be working on some videos for myself for future shows. But one of the things I do want to say with this Kickstarter is the dates that I had for release were in August. I'm still hoping to hit August with the digital rewards. I know the physical rewards, looking right now, I think was September. I think we can still hit December with a lot of the rewards. September. But if I'm a little late, please understand, because I honestly don't know what's next. Truthfully, I don't. I don't. It's just that I'm looking to see if the Advocator's here. I don't see the Advocator. I might have to look. Oh, no, there it is. So for $45, you can get all the Advocator. And over 200 pages. And you get the 100-page Advocator. Now, the 100-page Advocator in print, let's see, is $25. So to get the printed version, you got to spend $25 to get not only that, but all the other stories. But with the Advocator, you can get the Advocator 2 for just $40. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I tried to take care of you guys. You guys have always backed me, so if I can, I'm going to take care of you. I'm not talking much about Cat Dad. It is a reward. Honestly, if you're watching these videos, I'll tell you to hold off. Because Cat Dad and Supermom is now part of the Terraform Comics, which I'm going to show you an ad for them in just a second as we wrap up the hour. I want to get rid of all my older copies and get them out. I'll keep the Virgin covers, but anything that's not a Virgin cover, I want to sell out by the end of the year. So I can have the Terraform branded books by the time I hit the Comic-Con. So stay tuned for more on that. But yeah, the New York Reporter, a lot of reading, actually. You guys are going to get a lot. This is not a comic book that you're going to read, as I'm told, in 5 minutes. There's a great deal of story. And for those who are Barbara Unleashed fans, you'll notice that the idea of the way I do comic books and even lettering for those comics was born out of the New York Reporter. And the New York Reporter by itself, story-wise, is, I think, over 60 pages. I didn't tell the, not 60, sorry, I meant 40. I didn't, like, get to the exact end of, oh, it could be 60 with the ads that aren't here. I didn't tell anyone the exact number of pages that I'm putting in because I didn't know yet. I might add more. If we can get more energy into this, I mean, we got 3 days, and right now I got idle hands, so I'm trying to stay positive. That reminds me, staying positive. Tonight, if you want to be part of the show, and I actually have to advertise it, my mind just has not been right the last couple of days, but I do want to show this. Tonight is going to be The Dangers of Creators Coming Before Comics. Please join us for that. And if you want to be part of the show, the link will go out right after we end the show. I do want to mention Terraform Comics. Terraform Comics, amazing group of creators came together. I think they're amazing. They happen to think that I belong, so I'm super excited. Check out Terraform Comics today. Terraform Comics is changing the landscape of comics. Subscribe at terraformcomics.com. All right, that's about it for now. I'm just going to hit you guys with a reminder. By the way, this is the publisher we use, Comics Impressions. You saw them. Please check them out. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Send me your suggestions. Thank you for being part of this. On the way out, consider helping us keep the lights on at Comic Book Advocates and continue to help bring you advocating programming. Help us continue to advocate while we advocate for thousands of creators and hundreds of projects a year at no charge. The tools we use, such as web hosting, URLs, and computers, have an annual cost. Help Comic Book Advocates stay on air. Please consider donating anything you can to help us to continue to advocate and put on advocating program for everyone to enjoy. Become an advocate for us and a sponsor for advocating. Who knows? If we make enough, maybe we can hire a full-time editor. And you can go to PayPal me, Comic Book Advocates, to help us out, and we would appreciate that. A lot of people don't realize how expensive it can be to actually get these shows together because you need a higher internet bandwidth that winds up going higher than most people need. We have the StreamYard that we have to pay for, a whole bunch of if a computer breaks, you have to replace a computer. All of this is costly. And not to just mention the time, sometimes even just getting merchandise to promote, keep this going, the URLs, the hosting of our sites, all of that can add up to well over $1,000 a year. So if you guys can help us keep this going, we would appreciate that. And that's the end of the program. Tell us what you thought about the pilots in the comments. Send us an email at comicbookadvocates@yahoo.com, and we'll get back to you. Thank you for your time. And we're out of here for now. We'll see you tonight at the Devil's Advocate. And we'll go out with that actual image so you guys can see tonight's topic.